Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be ranking every single Big Nate by comic year. And I'm doing this because a fan actually told me that, you should try this. And I was like, you know what? Why not? So let's do this. 34, 2018. Now we start off with a bad because this one is like a rerun year. Like eventually they go back to regular comics. Like around summer, but overall, it's more of a rerun year. It only gets better later in the year because of no more reruns, but overall, it's just whatever.
33, 2022. Now, 2022 does have a really good selection of comics, but some of them can be a little generic, but there is some clever ones here and there. But otherwise, there's a lot more better ones than this one. I'm sorry, but there's better ones in this ranking. 32, 2020. Oh boy, 2020 wasn't a good year, by the way. And the comics were alright as it is. Like, there were some decent ones, but it was not as decent as the other ones again.
31, 2021. 2021, slightly better than 2020, but again, 2021 wasn't a great year. Let's move on. What I mean is that the comics are alright. 30, 2017. Now, 2017 is nothing special. There's not really much going on, but there's definitely a few decent ones, which is why I put it higher. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. 29, 2024. Now, this isn't over yet. The year isn't over yet, so it could change. But this is where I'm putting it because there are better years, but there's some good storylines here and there, but overall, I just had to put it here because where else I was going to put it.
28, 2023.
I put this one higher than 2024 because it is complete. I know 2024 is a good one, but like this one has more a little slightly, but overall it's alright. There's a lot more better ones. 27, 2019. Now, 2019 is actually pretty decent with its comics selection. But once again, there's like better ones here and there. There is some exceptions with like some good storylines, including one at the end with Christmas. But overall, there's definitely better ones than this one. Again. 26, 2009. Now, 2009 was when there was more full-color comics, because in 2008, there was a lot of other full-color comics. This was just a start, so that's why I put it at number 26. But it still had some funny ones here and there. But yeah, it's decent enough, I guess. 25, 2015. 2015 was actually pretty good with its comic selection. Yes, there's definitely better ones. I feel bad for putting it at 25, but it does have a really good, decent selection with stuff. And overall, it's actually really enjoyable to read through all of the comics and its comic arcs. 24, 2011. 2011 was actually a really decent year, and even for Big Nate Comics, it was pretty good. Once again, there's definitely more good ones, which I'll show later in this ranking, but this one was pretty decent and average in its comics and all that. 23, 2016. 2016 also had really good comics, including the fact that it showed, like, a moment where Nate stops loving Jenny, even though Jenny, like, doesn't like Nate. And honestly, everything else just well done and well preserved. Great move, 2016. 22, 2012. 2012 was honestly pretty good with its comic selection again. And honestly, it has a lot of things going for it. I will say at the end, things were kind of slow, but still, it was pretty fun. 21, 1993. We're getting into the 90s. 1993 had some pretty good things going for it. Although this was the starting era, and honestly, I only put it here because there are better ones, but 1993 was still really decent. 2013. 2013. Man, the comic definition of the graphics and all that, like the coloring, looks really well done. Honestly, every comic was like so amazing and decent. It was truly a time of the ages. I mean, yeah, some stuff were average, but it was still fun. 2010. 2010 was the start of the 2010s, and the start of the Big Nate comics in 2010 and the end were actually really decent and wonderfully presented. Well done, Big Nate. In a good way. 2014. Man, 2014 was a great year. 2014 had some amazing comics. It was a little experimental, which was a good thing, because honestly, 2014 had some incredible comic arcs and a lot of other things. Sure, they were a little smaller and all that, but for being an experimental year, it was a good one. 2005. 2005 was crazy with its comic selection. So many good things came out in 2005. Sure, there was some simpler stuff, but overall, 2005 was amazingly decent. 2004. Speaking of amazingly decent, this was also great. Both 2004 and 2005 can be changed. I just put this one higher because as slightly better things, but both are great equally.
1991. This is when Big Nate started. And man, even though this was the beginning, it still had some really decent stuff. It showed that what the characters were gonna be and all that for the coming years. It introduced us to so many new people. It was fun, and honestly, for the beginning, it looked bright.
1992. Like 1991, again, this was just the beginning. It was the second year of Big Nate. And once again, it had some really interesting stuff to show what the characters were gonna be in the future. And man, they were just learning things, and it just shows. 1994. This one was a huge year because it introduced us to one of Nate's best friends, Teddy. And we got to learn him a lot. And also, just everything else they shown in 1994 was just very special. It was amazing to just go through everything and learn more about the characters again. Well done. Great jokes, by the way. 1995. 1995 was also really good. Man, 1995 has some incredible stuff going for it. And even in this just the summer comics, all the jokes, all the gags, well played. 2006. 2006 was also really well done. I don't even know what else to say because all of these are just so good. And the top 10 is also really good. But for 11 in 2006, wow. 1996. 1996. Oh boy, man. It was just incredible to see some wonderful things. And it was the last year they used black and white Sundays because 1 year afterwards they used colorful Sundays. So what it is, it was a memorable year. And Teddy appeared a lot more frequently, which was amazing. 2007. 2007 was pretty cool. It was like one of the last years to use black and white comics. So for what it's worth, it was honestly pretty cool and entertaining to see some jokes, some gags, and the characters made me laugh a lot. Wonderful year. 1998. Towards the end of the decade of the 90s, honestly, Big Nate was just improving a lot over the year of 90s. And man, this was just one of the best comics during the golden era of Big Nate. Well done, and had some great things going for it. 2003. 2003. Wow, 2003 was again another fantastic year. After 2001 and 2002, 2003 was just wonderful time and a wonderful experience. 1997. 1997, man, there was colored Sundays for the first time. Nate got a girlfriend, and there was plenty of amazing arcs, well done, packed, including the summer that they shown. It was an amazing experience, and for being the late 90s, 1997 was so much fun to go over in Big Nate's history. 2002. Now, 2001 was pretty good, but that doesn't mean that 2002 was bad. It followed the steps of 2001, and just once again, it had incredible, amazing arcs going for it, and there were just plenty of crazy stuff happening, like Nate breaking up with his second girlfriend, and a lot of other things happening. Memorable events. 2000. 2000 was the beginning of a new millennium, and man, 2000 and Big Nate was also so well done. Many arcs, many jokes, many gags, so much happening. It was a wonderful experience, and I loved it a lot.
3. 2008. This was the first year to use colored
Comics. Oh yeah, it was the year I was born too, so yeah, it's a special year for me. Honestly, this had been one of the best years for Big Nate because it had a Jefferson arc where they go to Jefferson for a bit, and everything else was just wonderfully well done. Beautiful.
2. 1999. The year before the millennium started.
And man, this year in Big Nate was just so good. It was a great way to end the old millennium, and man, it was just wonderful with its character jokes, memorable gags, just everything. It was so good and absolutely wonderful. I love it so much. And 2001, hands down, this is the best Big Nate year because it had just amazing arcs, amazing jokes, and the soccer storyline during the summer was amazing. It's where Nate met Kelly and became his second girlfriend. Man, 2001 was just an incredible year. It was a great way, it was the second great way to start the new millennium. I generally do think this is when Big Nate peaked, and I love it so much. Wow! This was a hard ranking, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!